Okay, so I'm actually in between projects, but I need to do this. Name of the video, I need to make a jig. Let me turn this down. I keep my headphones in just so that whatever. But I need to make a new crosscut sled. I already have one. You've probably seen it in you've seen it in one of my other videos. But this is too small. So it only does 1 3/8, 12 inches and 3/8. And the piece I'm working on now is a cutting board, and it's 15 by 17. And I need to be able to cut that down, and I don't have a way to properly cut it square. So what I'm going to do is make a new crosscut sled that's big enough to do it. I did end up buying some of these so that I can do it somewhat properly. But that's the plan, is to make a new crosscut sled. I don't have a design. I have a design idea, but I don't have like a definitive design idea. So I'm just going to wing it. You're going to follow along with me, and we're going to make a new crosscut sled. Oh, I could have used that. Oh, well. Okay. So what I did here was I cut this piece to 20 inches. Gotta have my first rail set this way, because I cut it short. That's no big deal. I'll have my first rail here. Second fence, I'm gonna sit 18 inches, which is basically gonna be the whole thing. I might go this way because that's 2 foot. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to cut these down to 20 inches. I'll do one there. Put one about 20 inches in. That'll give me 20 inches, which is way more than I need. And I cut this third piece to cut into small sections to be a blade guard off the back of it. And I might cut it a little bit more to... I'm going to cut a 45 on it so that I can even put it down and have like a handle. But first thing I guess I need to do is cut these down to, what, 20 inches? Yeah. Well, actually, I can, because these, whatever these are, I could take the difference and use the fence. Okay. So let's do that. I wonder why the ones full size and the other two aren't. Because is this 2 foot? It is. Maybe I turned it for some goddamn reason. I don't know. All I know is I need to measure these out. So yeah, now I can put these here. They're still a little long. It's no big deal. It's a jig. The only thing I'm going to do is I am going to sand this at 320 to give it a nice smooth surface on both sides. Same with these. So that when I'm using it, I can actually use it. So I'm just going to shut you off and do that real quick. Okay, I had quite a bit of trouble with this. Should have turned the camera on, but yeah, I put this on the wrong side of the line I had. The super glue trick just did not work. I tried to do that, and I never gave it a thought that this is plastic to wood, so it's not gonna work anyhow. And these screws sucked. I mean, you can see down here, a couple of the heads broke off. Thank God I've got a bunch of extra screws everywhere from parents and stuff. But I cut my piece so that I can mark my perfect square. So that's what I'm going to do now. So the piece of rail I was going to use, whatever it's called, for the backside, it wasn't working. It wasn't flat. It wasn't straight. This is off of another piece of 3/4 plywood I have, and this is flat. It's painted black. It slides. This is flat. It's not long enough to do the whole thing, but I can cover what I need to. And that's all that matters. I'm going to come back to this another day. I don't know what I did to get one side square and not the other. And it could just be the blade is messed up. I have no idea. I'm still going to post this video. It's going to be shorter. But I'm going to be able to use this, but it's not going to be great. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed watching me mess this up left and right. And I'll see you guys next time I'm done with this, or done with probably after I'm done with that project is when I'm going to get back to this, because I do have a square side I can use, and that'll work for now. And I doubt that opposite side is square at all, so hey, you're never perfect the first time. Okay, I'm gonna hop in here. I know I said I was done. I'm not done. I figured out my issue. So what I was doing wrong was I usually cut from the left side of my crosscut sleds. And what I was doing wrong was I was squaring up on my right. And because of that, I was having issues. Because I think I tried a different piece, squared it up. Cutting it on the left, it wasn't working right. Cutting it on the right, it was. It was working dead nuts, square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo it, but square it from the other side, basically. And that should give me perfect square where I need it. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. I wanted to cut in here and say that's what I had to do. So yeah, if you're making a crosscut sled, make sure you're squaring it from the side you're going to be cutting from. Okay, so I'm done. I had a leftover big-ass dowel rod from somewhere. It's 5/8. These I was going to screw together with the fence, but the fence is square. It's square. So I just used it as a handle. I put these blocks here as a blade protector so that unless I go all the way through it, which I really shouldn't have to. But I got this done. I'm glad I got this done. It's going to make doing everything else a lot better. Let me set you guys down in this mess. Hopefully. And I want to show you how dead nuts this thing is. So yeah. This is perfectly square, but just as proof, I'm just gonna cut a sliver off. This is my new side, or the cut. This is the fence. And look at that. Perfect. Perfect. So yeah, mainly, the thing I learned from this, make sure you're squaring your fence from the side you want to cut from. Because yeah, I was squaring from this side, and it wasn't cutting straight here. Granted, I will say this. I I got a crosscut sled, so I should be able to continue and finish the project I was working on.